Hi there. I'm Tim Arand-McIlrath,
I'm Randolph Arand-McIlrath.
and the two of us have been together for about 25 years. We will have been married 15 years in this following year. So that sets the stage for that. I was born November 8th, 1944, right at the end of World War II. And I'm an adopted child, so I do not know anything about my family of birth. I only know of my adopted family. I was raised in a very strongly Catholic family. I went to all Catholic schools and was very indoctrinated for many years. Actually, I even went to a Catholic college, and then after that, I went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and that's where all hell broke loose. My mother's comment was, "Oh my God, that's Pinky you. You'll come home a pinko." I don't think she quite expected that I'd come home as a gay man, and that was obviously what happened. And so that happened in probably about 1966. So you get a sense of how long I have been out. I've been out an awfully long time. So I spent my entire professional career at Ames, Iowa, at the Iowa State University, and I was a professor in art. So that's the background of me as an individual. Now we'll let Randy talk about his growing up.
I was born May 5th, 1955 in Galena, Illinois. Was a farm boy, and then became a hairdresser. Very strange for my parents to even deal with, but I was a hairdresser and still am for many, many years, and then had carpal tunnel and became a psychiatric nurse, and I did that for 29 years, and I came out very early, but not to my family. My family was not accepting of it at all. It was don't ask, don't tell. Until I met Tim, and he wanted, very point blank, said my father needed to know who he was in my life. And so we went to the nursing home and introduced him, and it did not go well, but we're together and have been together ever since.
We met in an interesting way. We were both on Silver Daddies, and we actually met on Silver Daddies. We both belonged to an organization in Iowa of gay men that got together for social interactions on weekends, once a month, and they were all over Iowa. But interestingly, we were on Silver Daddies back and forth for a year emailing, and I was usually the one that stopped emailing because I was very set on not driving 5 hours to meet him. I had dated a lot of people, and I'd been single for quite a long time, and I just decided I wasn't going to do that. And he was stubborn too in his own way. We actually met in person, not in Iowa, just across the border in Missouri. Someone had a Christmas party, and we met at that Christmas party, and that is where it all started. And the following weekend after that, he was up in Okoboji. I had retired by that time and moved to Northwest Iowa, and that's where history started, and that's where the whole story began. We've been together ever since that time.
We were married at the lake, May 15th, 2010.
Yep.
And we stayed there for 5 years.
Well, 2010. We actually moved here in 2017.
Yeah.
So we started that move. We finally both got tired of the cold weather. The cold weather was just too obnoxious. That we just decided there was too much snow and cold weather. I had acquaintances here in Tucson, and we actually made 4 different trips to Tucson looking for houses, and we finally found the house that we're in, which is way out southwest in Tucson. So when we committed to that house, we knew we were going to do a lot of driving, and we have. And over that time that we've been in Tucson, it's been really interesting to watch our social interactions. I think Front Runners is certainly one of the organizations that we both are very excited about and committed about. And it's interesting, on one of our trips here to look at houses, Randy had a friend on a Facebook group called Bears in the Kitchen. And he mentioned to this one man that we were looking at houses in Tucson, and this man immediately responded, "You have to meet Kevin." So he gave us Kevin's information. We called Kevin and found out we were only a couple blocks from where Kevin lived. And so we went over there, and Kevin's comment was, "Well, you'll go to Front Runners on Saturday. Sunday there happened to be a Reveille concert here. We went to the Reveille concert. And on Tuesday, at that point in time, we were doing Tuesday soirees, which were basically potlucks at different people's houses." That was where we got introduced to the gay community in Tucson. And both of us are so excited about the quality of the older gay community here. It's amazing how interesting and varied they are. When we first got here, every Saturday we'd go to Front Runners, and somebody would say, "I want to walk with you." And primarily what they're wanting to do is just find out more about who you are. There's no attitude here. People just are very accepting and open, and we've been just thrilled. Well, at one point, just before COVID, we found out about Prime Timers, and we had never gone to Prime Timers at all. And initially, all we were doing was going with the group to the Wednesday lunches. And then came COVID, and during COVID, basically the Prime Timers was run by two older men, Tony and Bert, and both Tony and Bert died within 2 weeks of each other when COVID first started. And then shortly after that, the treasurer died. And so all of the main members of Prime Timers were gone. And that's when Randy and I sort of stepped up with several others, and we formed a board and decided to work on Prime Timers. Now, do you want to fill in more on that, or you want me to continue?
Prime Timers is for older gay men, but all are welcome as long as you're of legal age. We are doing lunches, we're doing dinners, we're going to museums. We're just trying to get it as a nice social group for people to have an outlet, to not be hidden away. And we're up to 175 members, and
we were about at 40 when we started. So,
and it's going well.
We have a garden club that had its first garden tour just recently. So, I mean, I organize theater events, and I have about a group of about 20 plus people who go to one particular theater to see all of their productions. And Randy and I are avid theater people, so we're always going off to productions and telling people if they want to join us. You know, we do theater, we do dance, we do practically anything that is cultural arts. So I don't think we can say enough about how good it's been being here in Tucson. It certainly meets all of our needs and more. I don't know, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, it's just love Tucson. This is where I'm going to live.
Yep. And I can't think of any better place for us to be right now. So, thank you.